Blessings, beautiful beings. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have Sam and Fritz, and I have a very special return guest, Franco. You want to say hi, Franco? No, that's the wrong way. Turn around. It's not a good look. Yep, so we have Franco. If you've been with me from the beginning or if you watch some older videos, you'll see Mr. Franco. He's usually not here when I record, but he is here today while we record. So he'll be in here messing things up along with everyone. So it's a dog party. But welcome. Happy November. Um, if you want to grab any props, blankets, bolsters, blocks, things like that are welcome. If you don't have any of those things, that is okay too. Don't worry about it. All right, so very good sit. So today we're going to start out in mountain pose. So you really want to feel grounded in the earth when you do this pose. So you're going to want to really feel that foot to earth connection. He doesn't like feet. You're grounded though, right? Yes. What you can do, he's kind of like a cat, but he's not a cat, he's a big old dog. But to really feel your feet on the earth, you can lift your feet up like a cat, just back and forth until you really feel the earth beneath your feet. I'm not going to do it right now because he's kind of in my way. Yes. Yes, you are. Okay. This is why we quit filming with him around, because he's a little bit distracting. Yes, this is why. He's just going to take up my entire mat. So I'll do a demo just kind of over here to where you can maybe see me. But you'll lift your foot up one after the other and just place it fully on the ground like you're a cat kneading. So you'll do that a few times until you really start to feel all the parts of your feet on the earth. And when I'm saying all the parts of your feet, I'm meaning the ball joint of your foot, your pinky toe, your heel, all of it. So you want to feel nice and stable. The other thing that I like to do, is I like to stand up nice and tall. So I like to roll my shoulders back so that way I'm tall and I have a nice straight line. So your head should be in line with your shoulder, in line with your hip, in line with your knee, ankle, one straight line, nice and tall. And you'll look forward, just palms at the side, and breathe. Just taking a moment to really be present in this posture. You can see he's breathing a lot. Feel safe. You can even close your eyes, but you don't necessarily have to. Take one more big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. All right, when you're ready, we're going to sweep our arms up overhead, so like you're holding a big beach ball here. So nice volcano pose. Make sure that as we come into this pose, your rib cage isn't splaying out forward. You still want to maintain that same line that you had in mountain pose. I'm going to see if I move here. Excuse me. We're going to come here and breathe. You can even look up at your hands if you'd like. On your next inhale, go ahead and take your right hand and circle your left wrist. Inhale, stand up nice and straight and tall. And on the exhale, go ahead and bend over, cross that midline over towards your right. You'll feel a nice stretch in the left side body. And you'll just want to sit here and breathe. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead and return to center. You can let the arms go. Take a couple breaths here. If you'd like to float your hands down at your side just for a moment, you can. And when you're ready, I'll go ahead and meet you back with our arms back up in volcano. And this time we'll take our left hand, we'll circle our right wrist. Inhale, stand up nice and tall and straight. And then on the exhale, go ahead and bend over towards the left, feeling a nice stretch in your right side body. One last big inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead and return to center. Let your arms float down at the sides. And then we're going to, hey, no, go on. Come on, get out of here. Go on, scoot. We're going to go ahead and take a nice wide stance with our feet. He's bored now. And keep your toes turned out. Now, how wide you take your feet is going to depend on you. So only go to where it's comfortable in your body. But when you're ready, go ahead and bend at the knees. So kind of coming into like a sumo pose. So it'd be like a sumo squat or goddess pose if you're familiar with yoga. And we're going to stay here for just a moment and breathe. So we're just doing some strengthening of our quads. We're going to pulse here in a moment. So breathe. We're going to feel some heat. All right, and when you're ready, we're going to pulse for 1 minute. So let's start here. Have it timed. So just little tiny baby pulses up and down. And breathe. I don't know if my mic is picking up Franco breathing or not. Maybe. Keep pulsing. It's going to seem like a really long minute. Hey, get out of my plants. Hey, get out of my plants. This is why. Hey, no, sir. Hey, no. Franco, no. Oh, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and straighten the legs. Good job. Hey, sir. He apparently has his own, he wants things a certain way apparently. Let me move. There we go. All right. Apologies. It happens. Big dog. All right. So we're going to keep, if your legs are no longer out wide, go ahead and bring them out wide again. And hey, no. I'm going to have to lock him out, I think. Okay. Our legs are still wide from our sumo squats and pulses. From here, inhale. And then exhale. Go ahead and bend at the waist forward like you're looking into a pond. Inhale. And then on the exhale, go ahead and slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Now, if you are not able to reach the floor, you can come up to fingertips. You can bend your knees a little bit and put your hands on them. Make sure you're not putting your hands on your knees, though, because we don't want to put our hands on our knees and cause extra pressure. You can also use blocks here to bring the floor up to you a little bit. And you can have it on different positions depending on your body. And also how tight your hamstrings are. If they're really tight, then you might need a little bit of extra boost from the floor. If you're able to reach the floor, then maybe you start to walk your hands back to meet the arches of your feet. Hey, where are we going? Go ahead and let your head drop. You can shake your head yes and no. Let any tension and stress just roll off your back and onto the mat. Feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings. Make sure that your legs are not locked out. So you want a little bit of a bend in it. Hey, be careful of my cactus, dude. One last inhale and exhale here. And then go ahead and rise back up slowly. You might need to walk your feet in a little bit. But when you're back up, go ahead and turn your right toe out, left toe in a little bit. Keep your hips straight to the mat. Inhale. Then on the exhale, you can bend your right foot. You can sit on Franco. Or just bend here. Now you want to make sure that this front leg, that this right leg is bent at a nice 90-degree angle. So you might need to make some adjustments when you don't have a 180-pound dog right underneath you. Stand up nice and tall and straight. Inhale. If you'd like to add arms, you can add your arms out to the side, looking over your right hand. Your hands can be in prayer, or you can just leave them on your hips, whatever feels good to you. We'll breathe here for a moment. All right, on your next inhale, go ahead and straighten the legs. You can bring your feet back in a little bit. We're going to go back into that forward fold and then the warrior two on the other side. Apologies for this being a little bit of a crazy practice, but it happens. This is why we do the at-home yoga practice. It's not perfect. We make the best of it and we have fun with it. So it is what it is. If nothing else, it's probably entertaining for anyone that's just watching this and not actually doing this. All right. I didn't cue this the first time, but I'm going to cue it now. Go ahead, as we go down into this next wide-legged forward fold, bring your hands to the side of your legs. And I don't know if you can tell, you probably can't tell from this angle, but I am locking my knees out here. I'm pretty hypermobile, so it's really easy for me to lock my knees out. Make sure you're not doing that. So make sure you have a little bit of a bend. It doesn't have to be a big bend. All right, so inhale, we'll bring our hands just to the sides of our legs. And then exhale, hinge at the hips, start to lean forward, again, like you're looking into that pond. And then continue all the way down into your version of your best forward fold. And breathe. One more big inhale here. Exhale, slowly come all the way back up to standing. Maybe bring your feet in a little bit, just for a moment. Feel that rush of energy go through you. And breathe. All right, and when you're ready, we'll turn our left toes towards the short edge of our mat. We'll turn our right toes in. Make any adjustments on your feet as needed. So I have to go a little bit longer here. Bend your left knee to that nice 90-degree angle. Another tip is make sure you can see your big toe. So you might have to push your knee out a little bit to make sure it's not rolling in. Another thing, if you have any problems with balance, make sure you're not on a tightrope with your feet. So you should be on 2 parallel train tracks, not a single one. All right. And then you can go to whatever hand positions you like. Hands in prayer, on the waist, extend it out, looking forward, breathe. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead and straighten that left leg. Go ahead and bring your feet in together. You can heel toe them together, you can step them together. We're going to return to mountain pose. So I'm going to show you this now since I couldn't really show you it before because I had a very large dog on my mat. But so to really get into mountain pose, and you can do this outside too. So imagine like a cat kneading. You know how they spread and then they contract and spread and contract. You're going to essentially do the same thing with your toes. You'll lift your foot and then spread your toes and really feel that mat in. Really grip the mat with your toes. So we can try that if you'd like. If you didn't get it the first time, you're a new practicer with me, yogi, or if this is your first time, it's not normally this crazy, just a little bit. It's a little bit crazy, not usually this much. All right. Once you've got the hang of it, or maybe you're already here, we're going to go back into mountain pose. Take just a moment for stillness, breathe, reconnect with the earth. Nice big inhales and exhales here. All right, and when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, open them. We're going to work on a little bit of balancing poses. It's probably best I do this now while I am alone. I'm not really alone. You guys are here, but no dogs running around. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to work tree pose. Now, if you know where we're going, you can go ahead and get into tree pose. If this is your first time or maybe you need a little refresher, we're going to walk through it slowly here with you on this first side. So don't get intimidated with tree pose. The first thing that we want to do, we're in our mountain pose, is we want to shift our weight to our right foot. When I say shift our weight, we're going to shift. We're not going to dump. That's dumping, that's shifting. Dumping, shifting. Okay? So there's a difference. No Beyonce hip. Just nice and strong in this right leg. So we already did some leg strengthening earlier, so this is nice and warmed up now. Make sure you do have a little bit of a bend in this knee because you don't want to lock it out. So a little bit of a bend. From here, and this is where we're going to start, we're going to build up. Again, if you know where you're going, you know your practice, you can take it away. Otherwise, we're just going to place our foot, the sole of our left foot, on the inside of our right ankle. And your hands can be on your hips. You can have them in prayer. I kind of like to start on my hips just to start. And go ahead here and get your balance. A good tip for balancing is to focus on something that is not moving, a little bit in front of you. So I'm not going to focus on the video. I'm going to focus right above just kind of what my video is sitting on. It's not moving at the moment unless Franco comes back in. And you can just focus on that spot. Now maybe you'd like to take it to the next level. You can slide the foot up your calf and have it on the side of your calf. Again, do not place your foot on your knee joint. That can cause injury, and we don't want to cause injury. And then maybe you'd like to go into full tree pose. If so, you can slide your foot up higher to the inside of your right thigh. You might have to grab your foot a little bit. I know some, some practitioners don't like grabbing the foot, but sometimes you're sore and you have to. All right. So again, your hands can be on your hips, and you can see I'm losing my balance too. It just depends. Maybe you can try your hands at heart center in prayer. Or if you'd like to grow your tree, you can reach your arms up to the sky, spread your branches out, and breathe. If you're really good, you can look up with your eyes closed. I will be falling all over the place, so I'm not going to do that. But if you can do that, then more power to you. Take it away. And breathe here. One more big inhale here. And then exhale. Let it go. Shake out the feet. If you fell, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. This is a practice. It's not, you don't have to get it perfect every time. You can see I lost my balance there. That is actually my stronger side, so I'm a little worried about going to my other side, but that's okay. That's why we do this. This is why we come to the mat. We're not expected to be perfect. So we're just gonna try it on the other side. We're gonna see where we're at today. And you can vary day to day too. Maybe you did tree pose yesterday and it was great. Then today it just sucks. It happens. Come back to it tomorrow, try it again, and we'll see where it goes. All right, let's try our left side here. So again, let's shift our weight over to the left, shift it, don't dump it, shift it, and then we'll just turn our knee out. Keep your big toes on the ground to start, just that inside right foot on the ankle of our left foot, left leg. I guess the ankle isn't on the foot. It kind of is. A little bit. Not really. I'm going to have to look that up now. It's going to bother me. Is it part of the leg or part of the foot, or is it its own thing? If you can answer that, put that in the comments, please. Otherwise, I'll Google it. It'll bother me, and then I'll actually forget about it. All right, if you'd like to slide that foot up a little bit, go ahead and do so. Or maybe you'd like to take it into the full pose. Go ahead and bring it up to the inside of your thigh here. And then you can take your arms in whatever posture you'd like. Again, make sure that you are focused on that point that's not moving. Breathe. Again, really feel that foot to earth connection. That can help too, just like we did in mountain pose. And you know, if you lose your balance and you sway a little bit, just think about trees when if it's really windy where you're at. They sway too, so you might have to sway like a tree. We are in tree pose. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead and lower that foot to the mat. Maybe shake it out. All right, so hopefully you did well. Again, if you fell out of the posture, if that posture was not working for you today, don't get upset about it. Come back to it another time and practice. And then just keep coming back and keep coming back, and eventually, one day, it'll stick. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. You just keep working on it. It's a never-ending process. All right, I'm going to move my blocks to the top of the mat. We are going to transition down to the mat. So we've done a lot of standing work. We're going to do just a little bit of floor work, and then we'll close out. But I'm going to take my blocks to the front. So that's just kind of, if you use blocks, you can grab them. If you don't have blocks, anything that will bring the floor up to you will work. So it could be a stack of books, magazines, maybe it's a bunch of newspapers, anything that is solid that's not going to move, that you can put a little bit of weight on. You don't want to dump all your weight, but a little bit of weight just to bring that floor up to you. All right, so before we head down to the floor, we're going to do one more really strengthening move. It's going to be good for our core, good for our legs, and it's called chair pose. And it actually comes in handy when you are at a sporting event, when you are at a concert, when you are camping, if you're in like a public place. And this is more for the ladies than for the men, or anyone that doesn't have to stand up to pee, this is for you. This is a good workout for your legs. So you may know, we call this in yoga the chair pose. You might know it more informally as hovering. So we're going to practice our chair pose. So we'll come up to the top of our mat, and you don't necessarily have to be at the top of your mat, but it'll be easier. So whatever you decide to do, you can. But I'm going to come to the top of my mat. My feet are in that nice kind of hip distance apart. So when I say hip distance, I mean hip distance, not accessory to hips distance. So just hip distance. The bones, not the meat. And then you can keep your hands at your hips to start. We're going to start bending our knees and shifting our booty back. And you're going to shift and shift and shift and shift as low as you can go until your legs are almost parallel. I can't get to parallel. This is as far as I go, so I'm going to stay here. Now from here, you can keep your hands on your hips if you'd like. You can bring your hands to prayer in front of you, or you can reach your hands out at a 45-degree angle. And we're going to hold here for just a moment and breathe. If you're shaking, that's okay. Imagine how much stronger you're going to be. It's football season, so maybe at the stadium you don't want to have to sit and you have to hover. This is a good exercise to use to strengthen these quads. All right, one more inhale. And then on the exhale, go ahead and straighten the legs. Bring your arms forward. We're going to transition into a forward fold. Keep a little bit of a bend in the knee. If you need to bend them more generously to get down to the floor, feel free to. Otherwise, try and straighten them as you can. You can also use blocks here. On your next inhale, slide your hands up your shins. We'll come up halfway. Keep a nice, flat, straight back. Exhale, let it go. Let your head hang. You can shake your head yes. You can shake your head no. Breathe. One more big inhale here. And exhale, let it go. All right. We have one plank, just one. So we'll step one foot back and then the other, coming into a nice straight line. Really push back through the heels, push up toward from your hands, look down, nice flat back. Maybe you come down to your knees and come into a little half plank. In full plank or half plank, make sure your hips aren't dropping down like an upward facing dog. And also make sure they're not coming up like a downward facing dog. Just a nice straight line. And breathe. One more inhale here. And then on the exhale, go ahead and lower your knees if they're not already. We're going to walk back towards our knees. And then we are going to transition onto our backs. Yay! I'm going to bring a block with me. All right. So just a couple more poses. One more strengthening pose. We're doing a lot of strengthening poses today. We're going to come to our back. Keep your feet on the mat. Legs nice and bent. We're going to work on bridge pose. So we're going to walk our feet as close to our booty as we can. Arms at your side. Make sure your shoulder blades are snuggled beneath your heart space. And on an inhale, slowly lift the hips up, pushing through the shins, through the knees. If bridge pose, again, isn't really in your practice, you can bring a block or a bolster or a blanket underneath your sacrum. So right at the lower part of your spine and at the top of your booty. And you can come into a reclined bridge pose here. I'm going to move my arm. Otherwise, squeeze that booty up, breathe, And then take your chest to your chin and your chin to the sky. And breathe. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead and lower back down to your mat. And bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Feel that stretch on your back. Have some popping going on. You can rock a little side to side or back and forth, whatever feels good to you. When you're ready, go ahead and bring that to stillness. And then bring your head in. Contract everything really tight. So squeeze your feet, make fists, squeeze your face. Bring everything in tight like a little ball. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then on an exhale, let everything go. Bring your feet down to the mat. Extend one leg and then the other. Let your arms fall out. Take up as much space as you'd like. Grab any props that you'd like. And we're going to transition into our final pose, Shavasana, also known as the corpse pose. If it feels safe in your body, you can close down the eyes. If it's cold where you're at, you can grab a blanket and cover up. You can grab an eye pillow even. Get into whatever position is going to make you feel most comfortable. And if you don't have any of those things, then you can just lay here on the floor like I'm doing. You got to work with what you got sometimes. Wherever you're at, just breathe. Thank your body, thank yourself for practicing today. Feel all of the benefits of our practice today, just marinating in your body, ready to be taken off the mat. I'm going to go quiet for just a moment to let you relax, but I will be back shortly to guide you out of this final resting posture. The card I pulled for today's practice is Whale Spirit, and its message is Trust the Great Mystery. Whale Spirit is an ancient creature who was here at the beginning of time and who has seen everything, felt everything, and heard everything that has ever transpired on this planet. In the hidden realms where all things must gather first before manifesting into form, Whale Spirit is the keeper, singing the soul of the whole world from the deepest waters of the coldest seas. When Whale Spirit appears, it is a reminder that there is a great mystery that you must accept without intellectually trying to understand it. Some things cannot be known by the mind, only experienced through the heart, through intuition, and through the peripheral senses that part the invisible veils separating the visible world from the great manifesting consciousness in the hidden realms. Now is the time for you to immerse yourself in the great mystery of spirit and to trust that within the invisible, what you can't see now are the seeds of your intention being tended to by angels. Right, so that's a nice little message. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, stay as long as time allows. if you need to continue on with your day or evening or whenever you're practicing this, then slowly start to deepen your breath. When you're ready, begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Place your feet just gently on the mat. Keep your knees bent. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll to your favorite side and just stay there for a breath or two in a little fetal position. Whenever you're ready, slowly come up to a comfortable seat, bringing your head and neck up last. And then whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes to the world around you. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today for November, just to celebrate the start of kind of the holiday season. If you are a regular subscriber, then you know usually it's not so crazy. Today is a little crazy, but that's okay. Hey, calm down. Keep that in mind. That's actually a really good lesson for the holiday season coming up, that yeah, it can be crazy. Just breathe, get through it. It will calm down and become quiet again. If you like this video, if you'd like more, I'm posting this on YouTube, so all of my free videos are on this channel. I also have a Patreon channel, same name, Shine On Yoga. That is a subscription service. It is $15 a month, but that gives you access to every video. So every week I normally put out a video. I do a free one at the beginning of the month, so if you're watching this, that's what you're seeing. But then every week after that, for the entire month, I'll put out a new video. And those go on my Patreon account, or on that channel. And again, it's $15 a month, but you have access to my entire library. I have over a year's worth of videos on there now, so there is a lot. If you're interested in that, then go ahead and check that out. I definitely appreciate anyone subscribing. If you're just here on the free content, that is perfectly okay too. I'm so glad you're here. Hopefully you found this fun and entertaining. It's definitely not a normal yoga class with the dogs. But if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. That helps to send this out to other people who, like you, may have enjoyed it. Again, if you know about the ankle thing, put it in the comments. Or if there's anything that you'd like to see practice, put that in the comments. That gives me ideas that I can create around too. Otherwise, I just come up with whatever I think sounds good at the time. And then if you know anyone that you think would also like this video, you can even share this video. So it's free, it's available to anyone. So definitely share that with them too. But I thank you all for the support. For those of you on Patreon, I will see you next week with a brand new practice. Otherwise, I will be back on YouTube in December with our December free practice. We'll see if Franco's here or not. I don't know. Tried it again after a long time. That was kind of a mess, but we'll see. But again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great week, month, rest of the year if I don't see you. Namaste.